Live from State College.
Downtown State College on a beautiful, crisp first day of fall. Welcome to autumn, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Landon Tangwall live call-in show. Oh boy, it's already been a day, I'll tell you what, guys. I have been working hard here, looking at all things Oregon, studying the tape heavily, watch their all four of their offensive tapes all the way through 2 different times. Got a real good grasp of that. Just put out that offensive film breakdown. So you can hang out with me in here for a little while. We can talk, ask questions, all that good stuff. And then, we will let you guys tune into that one. But I'm excited for this live call-in. It's always a great time with you guys. Producer John, get the...
You're sounding like you had a long day, buddy.
Little bit.
I'm just bringing the energy.
Bringing a little chat on the screen, perhaps.
Well, we're waiting for them to come in.
Oh, they're here. I just can't see them. But, guys.
Hold on a second.
Oregon at Penn State, 7:30 p.m. Yeah, thanks for being here, John. We already got a caller. Look at this. Producer John's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the chat. You want to take this call while I get the chat?
Yeah, we'll take the call. We'll have some beer, take the call. Oh, look at this. Hello, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Nick Rocky, calling from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
What's up, Nick? What's your question, brother?
So this is one thing I've always wondered. So let's say, they start the game, they're doing all right, that, you have your game plan going into this matchup, halftime comes, there's always adjustments. What are the kind of adjustments that are actually made? Is it different schemes that they throw out? Is it different plays that they use? Like, what is it on the player level that you guys hear that changes
This might
in those
be,
games?
yes, I appreciate the question. This might be slightly groundbreaking. Pretty much nothing. There's these huge adjustments at halftime is honestly not a real thing. You might come in and you might say, hey, we're going to scrap this. We're going to scrap this that we're running. Hey, we came in and thought that, counter run. When we pull 2 linemen, we think that's going to hit really well, and it's not working. We might come in and say, hey, we're not going to do that. Here's what we're going to do instead. But for the most part, you're not sitting there at halftime drawing up a whole new offense or whole new defense. It is completely different. So from what most people assume. So you go into halftime, and it really is, you grab a peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable, you grab a banana, a little muffin bites, perhaps. I was a big little muffin bite guy. Yes, we are back. Sorry, guys. We were a little dark there. But that's, no, I'm telling you seriously, you just kind of eat food, and you sit there, and the coaches go into their offices, and they kind of talk. They come out with like 8 minutes left. They talk to you, but you kind of just sit there for the first like 5-6 minutes, and it's either you look at each other, and you're like, yeah, we're kicking the crap out of these guys. Or you look at each other and you're like, what the hell is going on right now? Or it's like somewhere in between. But yeah, that's kind of my answer. It's kind of funny that, like I said, I think that's a big misconception is that there's this huge adjustments at halftime, but there's really not at all. I'll be honest with you. All right. Hello, everybody. This is what we live for, Big Ten Spirit. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, we are, by the way, sponsored by Anti-Fragile Brewing Company. We got a beer on deck here. It's been a long day. I'm enjoying a nice beer at the end. You guys are coming through. Daniel, Wyatt, what's up? We got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from? And what is your question?
All right. Hello, everybody. This is what we live for.
Oh, thank you for muting the background. Hello?
215, are you there?
Hello, this is Chris.
What's up, Chris? What's your question, brother?
What's up, man? I just wanted to ask regarding this week's game. I'm thinking, does Landon think that we're going to have come out running the ball or really throwing it to Kyle around, trying to get the ball to Pena? I feel as though it's going to be tough right away with them. So I'm just interested to think of the game plan.
Yeah, I think we're gonna come out, and I think you're going to see us try to run the ball, get downhill. You're going to see some vertical run game. I know that's something that Penn State has wanted to get back into. Inside zone, vertical. We're going to run that outside zone, and that's what we really succeeded against actually versus Oregon last year. But I think we come out and try to impose our will. And then I think you start out with some of those timing routes where, Pena on a quick out route, Kyron on something quick over the middle. That's kind of what I expect for this offense, get Drew in rhythm. And then I think we're going to see some hurry up. We'll talk about that a little bit more as this night goes on, but I expect to see some hurry up tempo offense from Penn State.
that's kind of what I.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
Get moving rhythm, and then I think we're gonna see some Korean.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, brother? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ryan Winter, calling from Portland, Oregon.
What's up, Ryan, my man? How you doing, brother?
Dude, how are you?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Appreciate you calling. Our first West Coast caller, my guy, Ryan. What's up? What
Let's
you got?
go, dude. Appreciate you, man.
What you got, brother?
Yo, man. Oh, well, I'm on the air right now. Okay, I thought I was on the back there. My bad.
Yeah, you know, you're live, brother.
Hey, first and foremost, we appreciate you. You're absolutely crushing it for all the Duck fans that are out there that are trying to get quality content. You're the man. You talked about the halftime adjustments. What do you think is the biggest difference between this year and last year? We talked about these two different teams. We've been talking a lot about last year's Big Ten championship. What would be the biggest difference you see on film from what the Ducks were doing last year to what Penn State's doing this year?
Yeah, there's a couple of main differences. I think the offense for Oregon, although it's pretty much completely different, you have like one or two of the same offensive linemen, and that's literally about it. You got Kenyon Sadiq too, but it's still like the same offense. You got burners again. You got basically Dylan Gabriel reincarnated. I think Dante Moore is better than Dylan Gabriel, even where Dylan Gabriel was as whatever, I think a 60-year quarterback. So that's very similar. You look at the Oregon secondary, I think that's improved. You go out, you get two transfers at that nickel cornerback. You get Kennedy from Ole Miss. You get Thieneman from Purdue as your free safety. And then you bring in a true freshman to start at cornerback for you, someone that Penn State was going after there for a little while as well. So, I think it's not all too different. These teams are very similar. Penn State is the same for the most part. I mean, we basically returned everybody outside of Tyler Warren and Abdul Carter. But yeah, I guess a big difference. Kyle said in the chat, we don't have Tom Allen to give up 45 points. Yo, Tom Allen sucks. Let's just put it out there. Oh my God, that guy blows. He had Dabo Swinney ready to say curse words at halftime, and we know Dabo Swinney doesn't like curse words. Watching Clemson lose gives me such great enjoyment. I think another difference, and I've talked about this, Oregon's defensive line is not as good. And I think that's kind of funny because we ran for about 300 yards on them last year. That was not expected. If you guys watched me going to that game, I kind of made it seem like we were going to rush for like under 100 yards. Everybody was surprised. I mean, I'm not going to say the guys on the team were surprised, but I talked to them and they were like, yeah, we were watching that tape going to the game and was like, holy crap, these guys are good. I mean, Derek Harmon, first-round draft pick. We know Jordan Birch, third-round draft pick. Mateo Uyunglele is still on the team. That is one of the returners on this Oregon defense. They were talented, and we ran it all over them. I need a little bit more of that magic from the offensive line. Bring that back. I need Katron Allen to get humming. I need to see 2024 Nick Singleton. I'll tell you guys, like Nick Singleton, he was never a big make someone miss. He was never great at that, but he hit a hole and he just went. I need that back. I need him to just hit holes and just go. Trust your instincts and get going. That's the number one thing Franklin said a couple weeks back. He said, look, Nick and Drew, they just need to get back to playing football because they are both talented ball players. Now, no one click off of it yet. We're going to hang out here for a little while, but we do have the Oregon offensive film breakdown that just came out about a little over an hour ago. I was running all over the place, guys. We did all these different videos. I had Franklin's press conference out for you guys, filmed the offensive preview. I'm going to go home after this tonight, eat some of Sarah's cooking. Got a cool announcement coming out later this week. And then I'm going to sit down and rewatch Oregon's defense. I've already watched Oregon's defense one time through. I'm going to rewatch it, and then we will have the Oregon defensive film breakdown out for you guys tomorrow. Pumping content for y'all. Yes, we got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, my name's James. I'm from Massachusetts.
What's up, James? What's your question, brother?
So I was just wondering, like, as a former player, if you can give any insight on, like, what are they doing in the bye week to get ahead? Because, like, they got to be doing something. Like, what steps are, like, they taking, like, so we know, like, kind of just what's going on right now? How are they gotten ahead? How have they used the bye week?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, the beginning of the bye week, James Franklin does not do anything around the opponent that you're playing. You do, as a player, watch your opponent and kind of get ready for them. But, it is you really don't start to get into Oregon until Sunday. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Some people might think that's, crazy or stupid, but that's kind of what it is. You, as a player, you watch the tape, but as a team, you don't start, for example, I've told you guys the D squad, the practice squad, they put on the jerseys and they act as though they're Oregon's offense. We didn't start doing that till Sunday night. So you don't do a ton to get ready for the team. You kind of work on yourself, and you throw a couple other things in there. Nice as Doom said, your content is amazing. I'm jealous of Penn State fans. We got no film breakdowns for Oregon content creators. Appreciate you, brother. Maybe we'll throw some more Oregon content out there this year. You guys are a fun team to break down. But yeah, it is. It's wow. Completely lost my train of thought there, John.
I threw the.
You threw me off. We got a little bit of beer.
You're susceptible to compliments, huh?
I haven't even eaten yet today. Although John caught my DoorDasher at the door.
I did.
Yeah, I did. So I had a little bit of Wegmans. I had a Wegmans Sammy.
She was driving a small truck,
dude.
Like I imagine they used to like feed zoo animals.
That's basically that was me. They're bringing food for me. I'm a zoo animal. Why
the lady
not?
was like, "Where's giraffe? Where's elephant?"
John, answer the next call.
I just lost.
They lost.
They hung up as I was finishing my incredible job. Okay, we're back. You ready?
We're back. Here we go. What is your name? Where are you calling from? What is your question?
What's going on, Landon? No Tangwall, Paywall, or Paywall, Tangwall.
What's up, brother?
My name is Derek. I'm coming out of Chicago. What's going on?
What's up, Derek? Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. No paywall, just Tangwall. What is your question?
My question for you, and actually it's more of a comment, but I want to hear your takes on it, is I think the key to victories this Saturday night is to make the whiteout boring. And I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? My theory, you got a cat who's averaging, 8.1 yards per carry on offense, the running back, fat man, Katron Allen. Get him the ball, control the clock, and make this thing boring. I want to look at the time of possession at the end of the game and see something crazy like 35, 25, or something even more than that. I want to dominate time of possession with Fat Man, control the clock, keep that offense on the other side of the field, and then when it's time for defense to come out, I want them to just completely make it loud and then make them 3-and-out punt, and then back to work. I want to hear your thoughts.
I hear what you're saying. I like that. I think you're it sounds like you're saying we're going to just kind of just peck away at them, quick passing game and run the ball. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I do think we want to see some explosiveness out of this offense. If that's what Oregon gives us, they give us that. I'm going to be honest with you. I just don't think Oregon is going to give that. Josh Lupoy, their defensive coordinator, I expect him to come out, kind of stack the box, and dare Drew Aller to beat him over the top. That's what I expect. This Oregon defense to kind of come out, especially after we went for 300 yards on them last week. Thank you so much, Cornwell, for the $5. He is sending hieroglyphics. Don't know what that is. Isaac said, keep it up, Landon. Let's go, Oregon. Isaac, appreciate you donating, probably from somewhere on the West Coast. Means a lot, brother. Look, something I do want to say. I do think the weak point for Penn State probably is that interior defensive line, the younger guys. When we have to go too deep, I'm a little bit worried about that. I showed that on the film breakdown. Oregon can get physical in the run game. We got a new caller.
Just quickly, Cornwall said, "I'm a big fan of your radio station," in Chinese. You ready for this call?
Oh, that's amazing. Cornwall, you're using Chinese. Great stuff, brother. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, man.
What's up, brother?
Mike, I'm calling from Hatfield.
What's up, Mike?
So, Landon, do me a favor. As a long-time Penn State fan, I need you to just give me some confidence. I'm afraid I'm going to... To me, this whole game hinges on Drew. Am I going to see red-cheeked Drew, baby-faced Drew? Am I going to see crying eyes Drew in this game? Give me some confidence that I'm going to see Drew show up and killer Drew. Somebody who's going to actually grab this game by the balls. Give me that. Can you give me that?
I listen. I like that. I've said you need someone to go up to Drew Aller and say they can't hold your effing jock. That's what Drew Aller needs. He needs someone to go, and that's what I would do. If I was still on the team right now, I'm his offensive lineman, I'm going up to Drew before the game and saying they can't F with you, bro. Sorry, trying to make sure we stay monetized here at the Landon Tangwell Show. But I would get a little bit more cursing than that. Listen, he needs someone to, and it needs to be like a player to just stay on top of him and just tell him he's that dude. He needs the confidence instilled. But at the end of the day, no one can do it for him except himself. That is what that's kind of the end all be all here of Drew Aller. Has had a rough couple games in the past couple weeks. Completion percentage has not been where it needs to be. Really, outside of Nevada, the past 6-7 games has been not good for Drew Aller. Boise State, I thought, was a pretty good game, but that was not a good secondary there. And look, I gave the stat, and some people said, why are you trashing Drew in the beginning of your pregame show? It wasn't trashing him. It was, we got a Paxton Lynch. There we go. Paxton Lynch is reserved only for the Monday Night Live call-in show. If you are a avid listener of the Monday Night Live call-in show, you understand the Paxton Lynch reference. If not, throw it out the window. But I was shocked when I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and look at Drew Aller's big games. And I said I went back, and I'm like, look, I won't even say 300 yards. I'll say 250 yards. When was the last time he did that? 14 games ago? I get that we're not exactly like an air raid offense, but damn, that's a long time. I'll tell you what. Charles said thoughts on, I knew someone was going to bring this up. Thoughts on Lane Kiffin's daughter hard launching her LSU boyfriend on Insta the week of Ole Miss and LSU. Charles, you're asking the hard-hitting questions, brother. Yeah, that's crazy. Who's playing the mind game? Is it the LSU linebacker that's infiltrating Lane Kiffin? Or is Lane Kiffin sending his daughter in there and saying, hey, tucker him out before the game? I don't know. That's high level, but thank you for the $20. We got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Alex from State College.
Repping the hometown. What's up, Alex? What's your question?
Listen, Landon, how do you think Dante Moore is going to handle the whiteout? Because, frankly, I think he's a bum, and I don't think he's going to be able to handle what we're going to throw at him.
Oh, okay. I respect that. I don't think he's been in an environment even close to the whiteout. His hardest is probably Utah. He was at Utah as a Utah was a top 15 team in 2023. He was a true freshman at UCLA. That's not even close, I don't think, to what the whiteout's going to bring. James Franklin is calling for the craziest atmosphere in college football history. I think we can do it. I believe everybody's going to show up in their white. Everybody's going to get drunk as all get out, and we're going to have a damn good time in Beaver Stadium, and let's go. But look, and to be honest with you, I am curious to see how Dante Moore handles all of the noise and, being in his first true tough environment. But I'm going to be real. He's the real deal when he's slinging it around for the most part. Like, his tape is impressive as hell. But Oregon's offense has not seen a real defense yet either, so I will say that. But he has looked damn impressive just from what I've seen. Aller needs a neck tattoo, probably. We'll tat him up before the game. That'd be good. Dante Moore was at the whiteout against Auburn as a recruit. That's crazy how that works. Interesting, because I know we did recruit him pretty heavily. James Franklin mentioned that. That's interesting. We got a caller. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Cam. I'm calling from Pittsburgh.
What's up, Cam? What's your question, brother? Yins?
Hey, so my question is, as a top recruit like you were, how's a game like this impacted, like the whiteout game, for the recruits coming on to visit?
It was crazy. So I remember 2019 Michigan whiteout. I came to that one, and I remember just sitting there, and they called the timeout for Shea Patterson on that first play, and I was just silent, just staring, and I had just chills down my spine, my whole entire body. I'll never forget that game. I remember Cliff coming in the locker room just screaming, just fiery, and that's when I was like, oh, that guy Sean Clifford, like, listen, he's got some fire to him, and obviously ended up blocking for Cliff. That's kind of what I think we're missing a little bit. We need some fire out of the offense. We need a leader to step up and bring it. I'll never forget. I slept on Devon J. Thomas's hardwood floor. I was talking about this on Goon Show. I went to some party that night, but I was like 17. I didn't drink at all. I didn't like doing any of that type of stuff. And so I remember I went to the party because everybody was celebrating, and I just went next door on the stoop and just kind of like sat there. And listen, I'll never forget someone, like, we just tell it all. It was a long time ago, so it's whatever. But someone like tried to like come out of the Airbnb next door, and they tried to be like, oh, we're going to go over to the football party. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go for it. And I'm just sitting there on my phone, and they go over and they tried to like force their way in, and someone on the team just threw them off the front stoop. And Buddy like breaks his collarbone. He's like, and then just like stumbled back inside. Sorry, I had to share that story. It was kind of hilarious. I remember seeing that as a recruit. I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, this is college? Anyway, sorry. Cornwell, appreciate it. He said, so we're pulling the fire alarm in Altoona, so those dorks from Oregon get no rest. Someone do it. I'll go to Chili's, and then I'll hop over to the Altoona Hotel, wherever they're staying at, and we'll get that done. Disappointed in your lack of knowledge with Mandarin. Buddy, I barely passed Spanish. That's enough out of John.
Nailed it.
There you go.
You do have a caller.
Oh, we got a caller. I only passed Spanish because of ChatGPT.
You have a caller.
Don't answer that, please. Yes, what is your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, brother? My name's Peyton. I'm calling from Florida.
What's up, Peyton? How's it going down there? Nice and warm, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Shout out Chris Drew. He put me onto your podcast.
Chris Drew's
so I
the
just
man.
wanted to ask a couple questions. This is kind of off topic about the game, but how do you feel about the new Adidas deal, and how do you think that will impact recruiting?
Yeah, look, no one wants to wear Adidas over Nike, if you want to be honest. Now, there is the factor of, like I said, Nike treated us like crap. Everything that happened, they just told us to kick rocks. Everything we wanted to talk to them about, it was just like, yeah, no, we're good. We're not going to help you with anything. We asked them. There was a large recruit, that 5-star, and we said, hey, we need a little bit of help here with him. Can we sign him possibly? Under Armour's going to sign him. And they said, no, you're good. And so now you look at a guy like Kaman Spell, who we have committed, and his tone changed really quickly when we got that Adidas deal, not because necessarily we don't have that money already. It's not till next year. But, they are committing basically $30 million a year. Nike's giving us like $5 right now. That's a huge difference. We are going to be the number one Adidas school. I get it. I don't really want to wear Adidas gear over Nike because it's not as good. But it is what it is. That's where we're living. We need money. That is the world we're living in. Shout out Pat Kraft. He is doing a great job. So, yeah, and also, like, Nike takes care of Oregon to the 10th degree. I don't want to help out Nike anymore. That's a big rival. So I'm good off that. They also take care of Ohio State. There's so many other teams that are ahead of us as far as Nike schools, Alabama, Georgia. Get on with it. I'm over Nike at this point, even though I love their gear. We got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name's Sean. I'm calling from University Park.
Oh,
and
former Penn Stater?
I'm at Penn State right now.
Oh, there you go. What are you studying?
Mechanical engineering.
Holy shit. Okay.
What's the derivative of a constant?
What John said. I don't know. Anyways, what is your question, brother?
So Northwestern ran a lot of like 12 and 21 personnel against Oregon. And they followed that up with a lot of like single high and bare fronts. So like how much do you expect us to stick in 12 and 21 throughout the game and kind of just like abuse matchups with Kyron Hudson and Trevor Penny on the outside?
You know ball, sir. Congratulations. Yeah, so I mean, Northwestern came out with a good game plan, and something that Oregon tried to do a lot of, and you're going to see this tomorrow in the film breakdown, is that they wanted to slant and move a lot, and they got gashed a couple times because of that. And so I don't know what their game plan is necessarily going to be against this Penn State offensive line, but yeah, I mean, I think that's our identity. Come out in 12 personnel with Khalil Dinkins and Andrew Rapplier and Luke Reynolds, whoever it is at tight end, they all can block well, and just grind them out. I think if you're Penn State, that's the way you go. Look, I want Drew Aller to take that next step. I've talked about how he needs to take that next step, but I don't know if we can necessarily count on the fact that this is going to happen on Saturday night. And so you say, okay, then what's up next? The thing that took us through the playoffs, the rushing attack, just dominating. And so I think it's on the offensive line. It's on the tight ends. Can we get back to just dominating guys up front, moving them and saying, hey, our offensive line is the goddamn best offensive line in college football. I want to walk away Saturday night. I want to get on this live post-game show. I want to take a shot of the JP 409 whiskey over here, and I want to say we just dominated Oregon on the ground game. That is what I want to hear.
Another Sunday with a black eye for producer John.
Yeah, I want to beat up John. When John gets really drunk, he starts to catch fisticuffs from me.
It's true.
And yeah, so that's what I want. I want to be happy that we were just bang, downhill. So yeah, come out in 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, get downhill. I do think where we are right now, Katron Allen needs to be 2-1 in terms of carries between him and Nick Singleton. That's where I'm at. So that's how I feel. If we dominate Oregon, are you going to finish the bottle? No, absolutely not. That will not happen. I will be passed out if that happens. That JP 409 whiskey is a toughie. We got a caller. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Wyatt. I'm calling from Waynesburg, PA.
What's up, Wyatt? What's your question?
My question was, it's more of a what if, but how do you think Sean Clifford would have fit in Andy Koldenicki's offense, considering he was more of a running quarterback than a thrower? I just wondered that, considering how Drew's been kind of playing a little sloppy lately, and just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, I think he definitely would have fit better. I think, honestly, I mean, Trace would fit the best. Actually, the comparison I was going to put on this, and I kind of have a video ready. I don't want to say why, but I have a somewhat video ready next week for two different instances of what happens. You look at it like this. The offense that we ran under like OB and early Franklin with Christian Hackenberg, that would not have fit Joe Moorhead at all. And I think that's kind of where we're at now. I mean, I know you were asking about Sean Clifford. I think Sean Clifford would have fit fine, but like Hack would not have fit in Joe Moorhead's offense. I think Sean Clifford would have fit a lot better in Andy Kotelnicki's offense, as would have Bo Prabula. But I think Aller is a little bit more on top of, in the realm of a Hackenberg type, where they are talented, they are more pocket passers. And as I think we forced Drew a little bit into that box of, yeah, we really want you to run the ball. We want to get into the RPO offense. And I've talked about the fact that, look, he is a West Coast spread offense. That's what he is. Like, that's where he best thrives. That's why in 2-minute drills, that's where Drew's the best, because that's where he is the most elite. When he's able to sit back, sling, boom, boom, boom. And that's Oregon last year, Big Ten Championship, USC when we're behind. That's where Drew has been really good at. So that is where that's where I think he thrives at. Yeah, I do think Sean Clifford would be a little bit better in this offense in terms of just how he fits. Is Drew Aller a sleeper agent for Ohio State? Oh, boy. Let's see. What else do we got? We got a caller?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it, John.
That's where Drew has been really good at. So
what is your name? Where are you calling from?
That's where I think he thrives at. Yeah, I do think Sean Clifford would be a little.
My man, little mute. How you doing? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, I am Derek from Big Sur, California. I am a former Penn Stater.
Oh, okay. We got a West Coast caller, but Penn Stater. What is your question, my man?
That's what Drew has been really good at. So what's your name? Where are you calling from? That's where I think he thrives at. Yeah,
we need to mute.
Sorry.
We need to mute.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm listening to the thing right now. Sorry. What did you say?
What's your question, brother?
My question is, first of all, I'm a big Landon fan. I'm also a big dude, so I got my jersey number 58 right after him. So
my guy,
I had one question: was after this season, what happens to James Franklin?
Oh, Franklin's going to be here. I mean, look, Franklin's going to be here as long as he wants to be here. Like, Pat Kraft's not going to fire him, even if we lose 4 or 5 games. I know people don't want to hear that, but I'm just telling you that's the situation. So he's not going anywhere. When Franklin leaves Penn State one day, it will be on his terms. I fully believe that. I do not think he will get fired unless you go 3 or 4 years of just losing seasons. But obviously, we've seen that with James Franklin. That will not happen. So it'll be on his terms. I think no matter what happens this year, he will be the coach of Penn State as long as he wants to be the coach of Penn State. Oh, man, we got a lot of people in here. YouTube. John, that's a big – what do we got, 420 people?
Yeah, you're doing another caller, too. Yes, you're definitely growing.
420. Wow. Okay, here we go. Let's take a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, this is Blaze from Birmingham, Alabama.
What's up, Blaze? Okay, Alabama. What is your question, my man?
Yeah. This is more of just the first person I ever saw get hurt when I was a Penn State fan was you, and it's just a full circle to be able to now get my media from you. And I just wanted to call in and say, keep up the good work.
I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a toughie. Going through all that, I'll tell you what, it's crazy to think where I'm at now. 2 years ago, I was going to put out a post tonight, like laying in bed, depressed. I didn't really watch any of Penn State, the 2023 season to start, like, because I was down bad, man. I was feeling like I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and then just started grinding, spring of 2024 on this thing, and man, it's been a blessing. I'll tell you what, God has truly blessed me, and we are about to hit 20K on Twitter. And we are hitting 10K on YouTube, probably both of those in the next couple days. So it has been awesome. Shout out producer John. Been a big part of all this, man. Thanks, John.
If you say so.
Yeah, something like that.
Keeping your numbers suppressed.
It's been awesome. Yeah, exactly.
You're half the size you would be without me.
Exactly. John does it all. No, seriously, it's been awesome. Sarah, I don't know if you guys all know this. Sarah's the reason why I do what I do. She asked me one day, like, what do you like to do? And I was like, I like my broadcast journalism class where I'm in front of the camera. She was like, all right, you can try out this. I have a friend that does radio in town. started doing that, and then just took off from there. So that's how I got my start. Cornwall said,
You always got to read it first.
if it's Cornwall, you always got to read it. We got Iraq mentioned in here.
If we create a misreading propaganda to convince our administration that Franklin may have ties with Iraq, or do you think that we could part ways?
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, Cornwall, I appreciate your money, but God, you're always just crazy questions. Producer John's goated. Kevin, shout out Kev, my man Kev. We got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what was that?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, calling from New York. This is Rob.
What's up, Rob? What's your question?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a two-part question here. So, Josh Tate loves to say Franklin's the most evenly, kind of talked about coach. He wins when he's supposed to win, loses when he's supposed to lose. We're favored by 3.5 here. What do you think they're seeing from a coaching matchup? Franklin often comes into these games and people talk about him getting out-coached or overthinking it. Do you think that's just something the books, are overlooking for this one? And then secondly, winning one of these games, does that get rid of the big game James persona, or does he have to win a couple over the next few years?
I think if he wins this one, I think it really helps out his case, and I think it removes a little bit of the stigma to a degree, especially Drew Aller too. I mean, I think they're kind of in the same boat, James Franklin and Drew Aller, obviously because that's his quarterback, but they haven't been able to win the big one. They have not gotten over the hump when they are supposed to get over the hump, even though Penn State is favored. Yeah, look, I mean, I think for the most part, it's Oregon has to come from the West Coast. They're playing in the whiteout, the toughest environment in college football. It is probably basically even. It's basically a pick 'em if you're at 3.5 at that point. So, God, gotta love the chat. I'll tell you what.
You saw it just as I did.
Yeah, exactly. I love the chat so much. No, I don't think it fully absolves James Franklin and Drew Aller of the stigma that they can't win the big game, and you go into Ohio State still with some question marks. But what it does is it gives you confidence. And I'll just tell you, going out there, you need to have confidence in college football to succeed. It doesn't matter if the guy across from you is better than you. If you got more confidence than him, you're going to beat him 9 out of 10 times. That is absolutely the truth. Oh, here we go. What is your question? Where are you calling from? What is your name? All of it.
It's Landon. It's Rich from State College. What's happening?
What's up, brother?
X's and O's question. Okay, I listen to every game with Steve Jones and Jack Ham, all right? And they say how important it is for Penn State to stay on schedule, not get in that 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12. So what do you think it's going to look like on Saturday night for this team to stay on schedule so that they're not in that, they're not going to be getting jailbreak and blitzed? What do you think they're going to be relying on?
Yeah, I think, like I said, you're going to come out and you're going to run the ball. You're going to go quick passes over the middle. You're going to try to get Drew Aller in rhythm. But you're absolutely right. You cannot be in 3rd and 8. When you get behind the sticks, that is the biggest issue, especially where, and this is something that hasn't really been talked about. I talked about in the pregame show, but Nolan Ritchie has allowed 5 pressures. Drew Shelton's allowed 4 pressures. No one on the offensive line has allowed, starter has allowed a single pressure. They haven't been exactly solid across the board. I'm slightly worried about Mateo Uiagalelei and that matchup there. And then also we got Tatum Tuioti, and they're not elite pass rushers, but they're still good pass rushers. And so that's something you need to look at. You do not want to get in that 3rd and long and then start to allow Josh Lupoy, Oregon's defensive coordinator, to bring some exotic blitzes. I think that's something you got to be careful of not getting behind the sticks 3rd and 8, and then they're able to just tee off on you, and you have to count on the Penn State wide receivers to go make you a play. But finally, we see a test for them. They haven't had a real test yet up to this point, these Penn State wide receivers. Let's see what they are really about. Is Kyron Hudson really the real deal? I believe Trevor Payne has been the most impressive so far, in my opinion. I think he's an elite route runner. What do we got? Someone, shout out Murray Hill guy, famous on Twitter. He said, are we going to be at Champs? Probably, honestly. Someone mentioned the Den. If you go to the Den, you got issues. I'll tell you what. No, I'm not going to see you at the Den. That is basically a high school party at this point. Please, don't go to the Den. Yes, we have a caller.
Yeah.
What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Jay from Atlanta.
What's up, Jay? What's your question?
Hey, do you think the success that KLS had last year at Auburn Harrison Wallace is having at Ole Miss, Bo's having at quarterback's going to negatively impact Penn State recruiting at all?
No, I don't think it hurts the recruiting. I think, there's certain things that you look at with KLS. Went down to a crappy Auburn team and they just slang the ball around constantly. So, there's that. But look, he's playing well for the Chargers. He was one of the NFL favorites in the preseason. There was obviously some talent there, I'll just tell you. It was better that KLS probably moved on. But yeah, Bo's doing well. Those are all conversations to have. John, wait, can I say that one more time? You're at Anti-Fragile with Kevin Horn, Mafia, Shamak with one seat open. Who are you choosing to add? That is, first off, a hell of a group. Who am I choosing to add to that group? Oh, wow. I never even met Mafia in person. Penn State Mafia, legendary Penn State Twitter personality. We'll add James Franklin to that one. Hell of a crew there.
Ooh.
We got a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Landon. This is Nick from Hershey, PA. How are you?
What's up, Nick? Doing well, brother. What's your question?
So I was wondering your thoughts on if Nick Singleton would be better in a gap scheme compared to the wide zone we've been running a lot this year.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I suspect that we will come out and try to run some gap scheme, if you want me to be honest, especially against an odd front that we will see a lot from Oregon. When you're in odd front, it's a little bit easier, and we'll like I said, we'll get into all of it on the film breakdown, but it's a little bit easier to move those guys out of the way. And I do think to a degree, like as I think your question is leading to, that gap scheme is generally, hey, there is a gap you are going to hit, run full speed, and get through it. Outside zone, it's a little bit more of, hey, do I want to cut it back? Do I want to go vertical? Do I want to get outside play side? A lot of different variables there, and Nick Singleton has not been super confident so far this year. Really indecisive and has not hit the hole well. PSU Everything says, anyone else just watch this for the chat? Yeah, I think we have the greatest chat.
Best chat
in the world. We gotta make some sign or something.
Chat, is that true?
Yeah, it's damn true.
We're going to start saying internet stuff now. Chat, is that true?
I always wanted to be like, when I was playing, I'm like, one day I'm like, I just want to talk to the chat.
Now you can.
Hi, guys. Appreciate you, man.
Is that awesome. Like the fans? Is that like the fans in football? Is the chat?
Yeah, chat. Absolutely. We got a caller. Mafia said, anybody else just mute Landon. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Landon, this is Derek from Chicago. I had to spin the block, as the young kids say. I'm back with the second question. A little bit of a two-parter. One, would you sacrifice Chili's entirely, meaning you never get triple dippers or done, never again? Would you sacrifice Chili's to win this game? And then my second question is, because you were a recruit, high 4-star recruit, if a Twitter page started, DMing you every day, what would your thoughts be? And would it just completely cringe you out, or would you just be like, oh man, here we go again? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you.
Oh my God, you guys are too funny. Number one, no, I'm sorry. I'm not sacrificing Chili's for a win against Oregon.
That's like a question like a horned man appears out of the dark and asks you.
Yeah, no.
Listen, just sign over your Chili's.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's not happening at all. This is like we're not doing that at all. I'm sorry. We're going to take that L if I can't have any if I can't have any Chili's. The chat is getting out of control. You want to be honest, the whole
do I need to be controlling it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's completely fine. You wouldn't even understand what the question being asked by certain people. That is kind of hilarious. We got a lot of inside jokes on the chat. A lot of people around Penn State football know things that are, inside jokes, we'll call them. We'll call them
ominous.
A little bit. Someone said they wanted a Producer John, just unfiltered segment. That would not happen.
Terrible idea.
Terrible idea, because I would be banned off YouTube. That'll never happen. Cornwall, I got to read this first. No man should be hipless. Hips don't lie. Cornwall probably gets weirder with every donation, but look, I appreciate the $4.99 Cornwall. I'll tell you what. There's got to be some I'm sorry. There's got to be some I'm not saying in an offensive way, but there's got to be some boomers in here, some older folks that watch this and are like, what the hell is happening right now? Because I feel like this live calling show is so different from what my normal content is.
Greatest live calling show on the planet.
Yeah, it's the best. You can't beat it.
Several planets.
Yeah, you got Producer John. It's great. It is great. No, shout out Chris Booch, my man, host of the obligatory pregame show. We took a ride around State College. That was a good one. I will not give up Chili's for a win. I'll tell you what. I don't know.
What would you give up Chili's for?
What would I give up Chili's for? Probably a lot of money. It would have
Enough
to be
money to buy Chili's.
Yeah, I want to that's my goal. I want to franchise. I'm going to get Chili's to be in State College, guys. Yes, I would give up Chili's for Sarah. That is correct. I appreciate you, Chris. That's a good question. We got a caller. I don't know what's happening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
That's a good one. I will not give up Chili's.
Oh, brother, we need a mute here. What is your name?
What would you give up Chili's for?
412. You're on the air.
Just give a call and just leave it. We got to cut him.
We're gonna have to try again. 412. That's Pittsburgh, isn't it?
412. Yeah, that's big Pittsburgh right there. Sarah's at home. I don't know. Sarah, if you're around, if you're watching, call in. What's for dinner? I really don't know. It's been a long day. I left the house at like 8 a.m., watched a lot of film, and it's been long. I've barely eaten. I'm excited to go home in a little bit, even though I love you guys.
What's the last question you asked Sarah that wasn't what's for dinner? Or some other way food related.
Last question I asked her? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. Let's do it. What is your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question?
But Landon, man, also producer John needs his own segment. I heard that. I think that needs to happen. That'd be a great idea.
It's not.
No way, but I appreciate it. Producer John's the man. What's your question?
More of a comment I want to get your thoughts on. It just seems like when I watch Ohio State, Ole Miss, Oregon, when their receivers catch the ball, it just seems like they have more space and there's always yards after the catch. I can't even remember the last time, and James Franklin mentioned this in a press conference, that like a receiver caught a ball and then he made a play, like a long run or like heavy yards after the catch, and made a few guys miss. Is that more just they're catching the ball going towards the, I think you mentioned this, going towards the sideline, and they're not catching it coming in and actually able to make a play? Have you noticed this? Just trying to get your thoughts there.
Yeah. The first one I go to, like the last like crazy rack catch from a wide receiver, I'm probably wrong. There's definitely got to be another instance, but I'm probably going back to like Parker Washington 2022 Ohio State. If you guys remember that one. It's been a little while, I'm going to be honest. Holy crap, the chat is getting crazy. Hello. It's been a while. Yeah, look, we do not have the same wide receivers that Oregon and Ohio State get. It's just that simple. You look at DeCorian Moore. We have nothing close to DeCorian Moore. We have not since, KJ Hamler wasn't even as good as DeCorian Moore. DeCorian Moore is going to be one of the best wide receivers in college football, and Ohio State just reloads, and just pumps out elite content. Excuse me. Oh, God, it's been so long. Content. God. Wide receivers, excuse me. And so, yeah, we just don't have the same talent. Like that is a gap that we have, and that's mainly I after the Notre Dame game. I told you guys last year. I said, hey, Dante Thornton, who's on the Raiders now, doing really well. He was committed here, a borderline elite wide receiver, you could say, and he was committed here, decommitted. And I said, hey, why are you decommitting? And he said, look, I don't think I can be an elite wide receiver at Penn State because they don't offer the opportunity or the explosion to do that. Yes, John is controlling the chat. That checks out. Shout out Tyler Snyder. Yeah, we need DeCorian's from Texas. He has track speed. He's like a 4.28 guy. We need more of that. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. We don't have enough of it. We got a caller, though. What is your name? Where are you calling from? 600 people on YouTube. Holy cow. We haven't done that ever.
Hey, Landon. Nick calling from Tampa, Florida. How we doing?
What's up, Nick? How you doing, brother? What's your question?
I'm good. Driving in from Pittsburgh for the game. You want me to stop at Chili's, bring you the order? Just let me know what to bring.
Dude, Smokehouse combo would do so well. I'll tell you what, but I can't ask you to do that. I appreciate you. What you got though?
Do you think is there any schematic reason why there's been lack of yards after catch from the receivers recently, or do you think it was just explosiveness from last year?
Yeah, I think to a degree you didn't scheme in your wide receivers at all, so that was hard. But no, Amari Evans was not great after the catch. He was fast on a deep post, but outside of that, didn't really provide anything else. He was really small and kind of got bumped around on routes. And then Trey Wallace was a very good wide receiver, I thought, but also was not great after the catch. Like we just haven't had a good run after catch guy, since Parker Washington, KJ Hamler, Jahan Dotson, like those. It's really been since 2021, 2022. It's been a good couple years. I'm hoping that Devontae Ross can be that guy. We need him to be, but haven't necessarily seen that yet. So Like I said, we don't have the same talent at wide receiver that the other top schools have. It's that simple. That's why you don't see as crazy plays from a wide receiver, just because they are not as good. It is truly that simple. What do we have in the chat? I don't even know if I want to read this chat.
This was a serious question. They insisted I make sure you answer. Which between Katron and Nick, who would you prefer in the fourth quarter versus a tired Oregon defense?
I mean, definitely Katron Allen of where we're at right now. Like I said, I think it needs to be 2-1 at the moment for it needs to be 2-1 for Katron Allen. He needs the carries. He's playing really, really good. Oh, someone said Justin Shorter PTSD. Holy cow. That's a hell of a reference there. Yes, we have a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Tony Rigatoni. How's it going there? Just wanted to call in and let you know that I support children overseas getting tortured and checked and everything else.
Hang up. Oh, that's actually the first crazy call we've had. Probably should have, John. Appreciate it. Probably should have X'd that one right away.
I wasn't I wasn't sure it was a troll yet.
I was pretty confident. Charles says, day one of shouting out Paxton Lynch until Landon does a film breakdown on how similar Drew and Paxton are. $20. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate it. Show is sponsored by Anti-Fragile. No, Paxton Lynch film breakdown will never happen. Maybe, I don't know, Charles. We'll have to get a lot of days in a row of this. Yes, we have a caller. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, what is your name? Where are you calling from? What's your question?
Oh, Tim from Port Matilda.
What's up, Tim? What you got?
All right, Landon, I love your shows and everything. Big fan. I got to ask you a question, okay? This whole 1-0 mantra that James Franklin has I mean, I'm sure that you'll say that it's a real thing within the locker room because you've experienced it and everything. But when I hear about Ohio State and Michigan, they always look ahead to the last game. Michigan, Ohio State's most important game. Ohio State, Michigan's the most important game. All right? I mean, is this 1-0 mantra hurting Penn State? Is this a mental type of thing that we have to try and break through? I mean, is the locker room kidding themselves when it comes to this type of stuff?
No, so I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I will say to a degree, I do think this is why James Franklin does not drop the games that he's not supposed to, is because he really does have you focused on that game. And if there is any talk, even in the locker room, about a game that's ahead of that week, it kind of gets shut down. I get what you're saying. Yeah, Marvin Harrison talks about Michigan and how I hate them and, I want to beat up on them and I'm not playing them till whatever, week 12, 13, whatever the last week of the season is. So I hear what you're saying. I was personally a fan of the 1-0 mantra, and it really did keep you locked in so you don't drop one to an FIU or to a Bowling Green, even though it was close. But I don't think James Franklin not winning the big games has anything to do with the 1-0 mantra, if you want me to be honest. I don't think that has too much of a correlation. Someone did ask, Landon, where can we send you money where YouTube does not take half? I don't think they take half. John, do they take 40%?
They take a chunk.
God. Where you guys can support me. Landon Tangwall Show, no paywall, just Tangwall t-shirts are going to be out probably in the next week and a half. They're going to be on the Student Bookstore website. We are going to donate all proceeds to the Dawkins Family Foundation, Nick Dawkins Foundation. You guys can support me there. If the shirts do really well and then we're going into the fall, we will come out with sweatshirts too. So depends if you guys enjoy the content, if you guys enjoy the shirts, the sweatshirts, we will continue that. But all proceeds are going to go to Nick Dawkins Foundation. Yes. Oh, here we go. No caller.
Just missed 905. If you're out there, give us a call back. Oh, you did.
Here we go. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Tony Rigatoni.
No. Tony Rigatoni's done. No.
Right.
No.
We got his number now.
Someone said someone asked me earlier, is Behind the Wall ever going to make a return? I don't know. Probably eventually. I think eventually it will, to a degree. I mean, we're always going to be the Landon Tangwall Show, but there might be other branch offs. Okay, said love the content. Appreciate you. No, enough of Tony Rigatoni. I'm over him. Yes.
New area code.
Here we go. A different area code than Tony Rigatoni. Here we go. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Landon, what an awesome show. It's Ryan from the Woodlands, Texas. How are you?
What's up, Ryan? Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to comment that, I feel like, a lot of the chatter I hear from Penn State fans and, they call you that comment on the internet, like they're searching for a reason or an answer as to why we don't win, quote unquote, big games, when oftentimes the reason just is straight in front of us. Both teams that we're playing that we consider big games have far more talent than we do. Their recruiting classes are better. They have more talent. They have more NFL-type talent. And I get it. Like, we probably have some, coaching shortfalls and whatever. But at the end of the day, coaches make up for massive talent differences. And Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, name them, they just all have far more talent. Why can it not be that simple where every so often, sure, you're going to jump up and win a game, but you can't be expected to go in and win against those teams 50-50 when you're playing shorthanded.
Yeah.
Am I crazy in that thinking?
I think you're valid. So I did a video of that in the offseason where I said, look, I compared Ohio State from 2020 to now, the recruiting classes. Penn State average is like 14th or 13th ranked recruiting class. Ohio State averaged third. There is a disparity where they are better. And I've said that when I was playing, I felt like we were prepared. I felt like we had a good game plan, and we just lost to Ohio State because they were better. Now, you go back and look at 2017, 2018 Ohio State, a little bit of a different story, if you want me to be honest. There was opportunities there. But yeah, I think, this is the year for Penn State. That's where there's not the excuse. You bring back everybody. You had some money injected. Now you say, hey, I have everybody I want to have. I go out. I get Jim Knowles for $3.1 million per year. It's time. There's no excuses. It's now or never. You are maybe not more talented than Oregon, but you are more veteran and you have more proven talent than Oregon. You need to win this game. I think that same thing goes for Ohio State. I think you have more proven talent than Ohio State. And, you're supposed to have the elite quarterback that's going to be better than all of them. We got to win. There's no excuses this year. Listen, you guys know me. I'm not going to make excuse. If we were to, sadly, somehow lose the game, I don't think we will. I do have Penn State winning. I want to make that clear. Everybody says that, if you don't know the real score of a game, it's 27-24. That's a classic. I'll go Penn State 34. Someone asked for it. Penn State 34, Oregon 24. I'll go 10-point win. That's how I'm feeling.
You have a couple super chats to follow up on quickly from Cornwall, who was asking you about a score prediction, so you got that one covered.
Okay.
Do you sell Quad XL T-shirts? He wants to know. I'm sure very seriously.
Yeah, no, Cornwall probably actually does wear a quad there. We have a hold on, guys. I got the text right here.
And then he just wanted to give you a little fun.
No, we're only
nursing your beer.
We're only going 3XL here on the Landon Tangwall t-shirt.
All right, Cornwall, you're gonna have to get two mediums, cut them in half, and stitch them together down the middle.
There we go. Exactly. If Aller plays how Landon Tangwall drinks for losing by 50, what did he say? I've never seen someone what?
He's making fun of you drinking that beer really slow.
Yeah, it's all right. Leave him out of it. I've actually refilled this a couple times. Someone nursed a beer like that since I was in middle school.
And then you had one more coming up next from Charles Padone, and then I will take a caller.
What we got from Charles? Man, Charles.
Super chats are on a timer, sorry.
It's
got to be soon.
It's got to be soon. It's got to be coming.
There it comes.
Here we go. Franklin mentioned parents calling him because their kids are not playing. How often does this happen? Are there repercussions on the players? Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, look, there's the helicopter parents, the football dads. Those are real. They suck. You got to tell them basically to kick rocks if you're a head coach, if you want me to be honest. Those people are the worst. Any real parent will understand why their kid is not playing if they're not playing. There's no personal vendettas. Yes, we have a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Chris from Philly.
What's up, Chris? What's your question?
What's up, man? So watching the first few games and kind of just reflecting back on the past couple of years, do you think Luke Reynolds can emerge like Warren and other tight ends like Freiermuth, Strange did in the past? And did you see something in the first few games that makes you think that he's tight end one and can definitely be somebody in the future for us?
Yeah, I think he is tight end one. You might technically see Khalil Dinkins as tight end one. He's the veteran, older guy. Luke Reynolds is going to see his role increased. I think by the end of the year, he will be the vocal point of this offense. That is my prediction. He is going to be the guy. And yes, I don't necessarily say that he will be Tyler Warren because Tyler Warren is the best tight end in college football. I think he can be very close and does have the ability to get to that level. He's got all the talent in the world. Yes, we have a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Martin calling from New York.
Martin, what's your question?
The question is, I think people forget that before Coach Franklin got a nickname of Big Game Franklin when he was in Vandy, he upset a lot of good teams, and so I think he won big games before, but I'm just not sure why his record is not that good now.
I hear what you're saying, brother. I do think, like I said earlier, we've had inferior players compared to the other top teams, and that has been kind of the case. But yeah, I mean, you can't always make excuses. A lot of people have knocked off other top teams, and James Franklin has not done it. He's got to do it. I remember before the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame, I think it was New York Times or something came out with basically a hit piece, and it was literally titled Big Game James. And so, I mean, look, he hears that. He knows. It's not like he doesn't know. It's not like Drew Aller doesn't know. They hear it. They're on social media. They know how big this game is. Everybody knows around the team. They know it is a must-win this weekend, not only for the media, not only for themselves, but to trust that they can actually win the big game. You got to start out with ones like Oregon. You got to win this one at home in what should be one of the craziest environments in college football history. Top 6 matchup. I'm going to be doing tailgate trivia. You guys, let me know what lots you guys are in. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask earlier. Remember, John, when we just started naming? We started to get kind of bare in the chat, but we just started naming people's favorite Penn State player, and I think people then just started naming favorite Penn State players that may or may not have gotten in trouble at different times. That was great. Let me know your favorite Penn State football player, but it's got to be random. It's got to be random athlete history.
Like Ethan Kilmer.
I don't know who that is.
Uh-huh.
Lot 41. I am. That's actually my lot. I'll stop by there. You guys know we'll have the pregame show at 4:30 p.m. and then we'll be live in here. Probably 11:30, John. Don't be too drunk. I'm gonna cut you off at 12 beers.
Oh, it's a night game.
I know. We're gonna be in here. There's going to be a lot of screaming at studios.
Usually for night games, I just strap a quarter keg to my back, like a camelback.
Wait, real quick. Someone asked if Oregon has a Tez Johnson type player. Yes, thank you for the serious question because this has gotten crazy in here. Yes, DeCorian Moore, true freshman out of Texas, speedy wide receiver, is basically Tez Johnson but better. He can actually do jump balls. He's not just a one-trick pony of catch and run. He's really, really good. A.J. Harris and company have a lot on their hands. Yes, we have a caller. What is your name? Where are you calling from? Someone said Ricky Slade. What is your name?
It's me, Wyatt, again. I have just a little fun fact. I'm from Waynesburg, and we're conveniently 2-0 against Penn State, apparently. But my other question was, now that Indiana just BTA'd Illinois, and we play them right after Ohio State, do you think that's another slip-up game? Or, what do you think about Indiana now, considering what they just proved to Illinois?
Yo, that's crazy. We do play them right after. Holy shnikes. Yeah, that's rough. I didn't realize we had them right after Ohio State. They look real. I'll tell you, I studied, wow, drawing a blank on his name. What is his name? Their quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. God, he looked good. He looked really good. He's sharp. He is confident. Looks like one of the best I think he's the Heisman favorite right now. If you go on FanDuel or something, Heisman favorite. Oh, that's going to be a test. That's going to be a real test for Penn State. Yeah. I mean, they're going to come in here. I think we should be able to handle that. But we now go from 2 hard games, and it's hey, maybe even Iowa's the 3rd hardest game. It is absolutely Indiana. That is a issue that we're going to have to face. And yes, coming off of either emotional win in Columbus or an emotional loss in Columbus, and you got to go face what will probably maybe be top 10 Indiana. Indiana and Oregon do face each other, believe 2 weeks from now. That's something to check out for. So that's going to be a really good game. I'm excited. That'll see how they really stack up against this Oregon team. I'll definitely cover a ton of that Indiana-Oregon game for sure. Oh, no. Oregon's in the chat? Oh, no. Here we go, gentlemen. We got any callers? We're at 707 views. This is great. Producer John, need you 11 deep by the live call-in show. John, what are you going to do?
Could do that. Could probably make that happen for you.
Yeah, we probably could. What are we at? We're at 8:30. We'll take
one more?
Yeah, we'll take one more. We'll take one more. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Lennon, it's Derek from Big Sur again. Although I do want to say go Birds to start off, but I am a Rams fan. What did you think about number 47, the snapper, in that game last night?
That was felt kind of. I felt for him a little bit. I felt for him. He did. I don't know. He like stepped through. Didn't look like he felt good in his set. In that that field goal. I had a field goal blocked. I'll never forget. What was that? Who was that? Ohio in 2022. I didn't like step down enough in my gap. Franklin came over. What are you doing? How are you letting him in your inside gap? I'll never forget that one. And I got reamed for that. So I know that feeling. He's not feeling good. I'll tell you what. He is not feeling good about himself. But yeah, I am a Steelers guy, unfortunately, severely unfortunately. I don't know how we did not deserve to win the game that we won on Sunday. But guys, I appreciate you coming out. We're about to crack 800 live viewers on YouTube. I think, John, the closest thing we've been is like 140 probably.
You're talking about at one time? You're not
like at one time, yeah.
I don't think you're at 800 at one time.
Oh, well.
You're still higher than you've ever been, though. So congratulations.
Oh, way to knock me down a level. Here we go, Steelers.
801. You'd be like one of the biggest streams ever.
That's awesome. I'm big time. Guys, tomorrow, yes, go watch from here. Oregon offensive film breakdown. That is a good one. I put a lot of time into that one, watch a ton of tape. I'm about to go home. I'm going to shower. I'm going to have some of Miss Sarah's food. I'm going to really enjoy that. And then I'm going to sit down. I'm going to rewatch all of Oregon's defense. I already watched them once. I'm not going to watch who was it? I'm not going to watch Montana State's offense. I refuse to do that. So I'm going to watch 3 of the Oregon defense games. I will come in tomorrow, and I will bust my butt for you guys, and we will get out an Oregon defensive film breakdown probably tomorrow evening. We're going to let that offensive film breakdown burn a little bit. Let you guys enjoy that. Wednesday, I'm going to have this Oregon guy, QB11, on. He actually watches film. He's like the only guy in Oregon that I've seen that watches film. He really knows ball. That is something that's going to be really fun. I'm excited to have him on. We're going to have like good back and forth of just conversation about the matchups that we have. Sean said, can't promise long-term viewership, but you've got me this week with the incredible content. Hey, look, we are moving, as much as Penn State fans don't necessarily want to fully hear it, we are going to be moving into all of Big Ten, so not necessarily fully this year, but I'm going to cover every single game of the playoffs, so stick around. I'll tell you what, we're going to have a good time. And then the Thursday is going to be a full breakdown on Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon's tight end. I think he's the best tight end in college football. We'll do 5 things that you need to know before Penn State and Oregon on Friday, and then I'm going to do a Oregon-Penn State college football 25 simulation too. It'll be like 3-4 minutes. I'm going to, you guys like that. Why not? It'll be fun. So yeah, it's going to be a good week. And then we will do tailgate trivia. We'll have live show, pregame show on 4:30 Saturday. And then we'll do live postgame show as soon as the game concludes, like 11:30. So ton of content coming your way. Follow me on Twitter at Landon Tangwell. We're about to hit 20K tonight, I believe. Wait, John, what if we hit 20K?
You think you might be there?
No, we're at 19.9K still. Follow me there, guys. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow for the Oregon defensive film breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.